Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lamisha. I am a nurse currently of 3 years, and today I'm going to talk about how I got my first job in one of the top hospitals in the Bay Area. So if you're interested in getting a job in a major hospital in the Bay Area and you want to know what the interview experience is like, then just keep on watching. So I got my nursing license in February of 2023, and I got my first nursing job in April of 2023. So literally 2 months, almost actually, I would say a month after getting my license, I got my first job. And that's only because, you get your license, you apply for jobs, and it took about a month for the entire interview process. The first interview that I did was with the talent acquisition team. So I met with the recruiters for the job, and they asked me a series of questions. The questions that were asked were as follows. Let me just grab my phone so I can pull them up. Also, don't you guys just love my screensaver? It's me and my husband on our trip, on our honeymoon. And we went to the Vatican. We went to a lot of places, but this picture was taken at the Vatican. So 10 out of 10 recommend. Okay, well, I thought I had the questions already, but I'll try to think of them. So some of the questions that they asked me was, tell us about a time you made a mistake and how you'd handled that. The second question was, how would your clinical instructor describe you? And then there was another question, but I can't recall what that question was. So that was the first interview. It was a brief interview. There were, I believe, 3 people on the panel from the talent acquisition team that I interviewed with. And then I got the call for the second interview. Now, the second interview was crazy. It was one-on-one, but the interviewer asked you a bunch of questions, and it was all about prioritization and seeing how you would handle scenarios and to see your clinical thinking and your clinical judgment. So they would give me specific base scenarios for the NICU, and then they would ask me how I would deal with them in order of priority. So the questions were as follows. I think I do have those ones. After the interview of prioritization, I got the third call, and that call was for an hour-long interview with the department. So I got to meet the nurse educators, the manager of the unit director. The unit director was also on the call, but I don't think she was participating. She was just there observing. And then I also got to meet with some of the other respected talent on the unit. And they asked me a series of questions like, why the NICU, why that certain hospital. They asked me about a time I had a miscommunication issue and how I handled it. They also asked what would I do if I saw an order for a medication that was 10 times the dose of what was expected. They also asked me, how do I deal with handling feedback? And they said, give us an example of when you experienced bias. And then what do I know about their specific unit? So those are just a couple of questions that they asked. I did end up getting the job. It was me and 7 others that accepted a job. And it was amazing. And I was surprised that they were taking so many, and I beat out so many candidates to get this job. But my words of advice for getting a job in the Bay Area, especially if you're getting a job as a new grad, I'm still trying to figure out best ways to get a job as a current nurse. But as far as new grads go, which is more competitive, I would say, 1, know your stuff. Look up the hospital or facility. Look up the department. Look at what they specialize in. Find out who are the big players of the facility or the unit. See what their values are. See what the culture is like of the organization. And to prepare well, practice. like look into resources. A resource that I used was, or checked frequently, was allnurses.com. It's a blog. They have a lot of good information there where people can post about their experience and give tips, recommendations, ask questions. So allnurses.com is a great resource as well for interview prep. Watch a lot of videos on YouTube. That's what I did. And I even used YouTube to look at videos from the organization itself that I was applying to when I was preparing for my interview, to see if they could give me any other insights on the hospital, and that could make me a stronger candidate for the job. And be confident, be yourself. They know that you're a new nurse coming in with no experience, and they just want to see how you will be able to grow and be successful on the unit. And also during your interview, make sure that you're not just letting them interview you, but interview them as well and ask them questions. Like, this isn't just a one-way street. Yes, you're desperate to get a job, but I can tell you firsthand that just because you're desperate to get a job doesn't mean you should just take the first thing that lands in your lap. And a lot of nurses do that, especially new nurses. So just something to think about. Also, stay away from sign-on bonuses. Stay away from sign-on bonuses. Stay away from sign-on bonuses, okay? They don't even give you that money all up front. They pay it out to you over time. So you're going to kill it. You're going to land your first job. If you're looking for a job in the Bay Area, I wish you the best of luck. If you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to drop them down in the comment box, and I'll do my best to either get back to you in the comments or make another video on it. And of course, if you like this content and you'd like me to keep posting, please give my videos a thumbs up. It helps my channel out. And until next time, take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. I love you so much. Bye.